Plain of Jars is located near Phongsavanh in northeastern Laos. When we wanted to travel there from Luang Prabang, there were no flights available, so we decided to drive the 260 kilometers from Luang Prabang to Phongsavanh. As soon as we left Luang Prabang, we encountered poor roads that had been completely ruined by heavy truck traffic in many places. Almost all of the freight traffic consists of Chinese trucks that are difficult to pass. They kicked up so much dust that visibility was sometimes reduced to almost zero. It was a bit scary at times, but we had an excellent driver named Chit who kept us safe. It was hard work for him to get us to our destination safely, and he had to drive nearly 12 hours to reach Phongsavanh. The mysterious Plain of Jars, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is located near Phongsavanh in northeastern Laos. It is one of the most intriguing archaeological sites in Southeast Asia. Thousands of enormous stone jars, some up to 3 meters tall and weighing several tons, are scattered across rolling hills. To this day, their origin remains a fascinating mystery. Site 1 is the largest of them all. Archaeologists date the jars to between 500 BCE and 500 CE. The site was first thoroughly investigated in 1930 by French archaeologist Madeleine Collani. Collani discovered that many of the jars were associated with burial sites containing human remains, beads, and ceramics. During the Vietnam War, the area was heavily bombed, leaving much of it inaccessible and dangerous for a long time. Fortunately, of the more than 60 sites, about 10 are now free of explosives and open to visitors. Although the origin is unknown, there are several strong theories. The most widely accepted theory is that the jars were used as urns. First, the deceased would have been placed in the jars to decompose. Then, the bones would have been buried elsewhere. Other researchers believe the jars were used to store rice, wine, water, or food for trade caravans. A visit to the Plain of Jars offers a unique experience. You will walk among centuries-old stone objects in a serene landscape with a mysterious yet soothing atmosphere. Local guides can enhance your visit by sharing stories, historical facts, and hidden details that you would otherwise miss. They also know which paths are safe to walk on. The Phu Cang Quarry, also known as Site 21, is one of the largest quarries. Stone carvers hewed many jars from sandstone boulders on the mountain slopes. Then, they transported the jars 15 kilometers to Site, one of the Plain of Jars. Visitors can see where the prehistoric jars were carved out along a steep climb with more than 1,000 steps. Visitors can see where the prehistoric jars were carved out along a steep climb with more than 1,000 steps. In Phongsavanh, you can learn how noodles are made using traditional methods. This labor-intensive process involves lightly steaming the dough on a hot plate. Then, the large sheets of hot dough are carefully rolled out on bamboo racks. Next, the sheets are dried in the sun. Finally, they are cut into noodles of various widths with simple machines. Wat Phravat is a historic temple ruin dating back to the 14th century. The temple is known for having withstood centuries of conflict, including heavy bombing during the Vietnam War. Only the brick pillars and the important Buddha statue have survived. The That Phao is a 16th century Buddhist stupa in the ancient city of Muang Khun, near Phongsavanh. The 30-meter-high brick stupa is covered in moss and, unfortunately, is in a state of disrepair. Renovation is urgently needed. The stupa was built in 1576 in the Lana style of northern Thailand. It houses relics of the Buddha brought from India. In Ban Napia, near Phongsavanh, small artisanal businesses make metal utensils. The village is known for recycling aluminium scrap. Initially, the scrap came largely from unexploded ordnance from the Vietnam War. Using simple tools, the aluminum is melted and cast into homemade molds. They produce all kinds of utensils, mainly spoons, bottle openers, and souvenirs. You can buy these products directly from the artisans to support the local population. The large market in Phongsavanh opens as early as 5 a.m, but we didn't get up that early. Nevertheless, it is best to visit the market early in the morning. It is not a tourist market, but rather a market for the local population. As a result, visitors get an authentic glimpse into daily food and life here. Those who keep a close eye out will certainly notice that the vendors offer products unusual to Westerners. They catch birds, field rats, toads, squirrels, and other animals we didn't recognize. These unique products reflect the traditional eating habits of the Hmong and Khmu people in this area. This bustling market, located near the city center, introduces you to local delicacies and fresh produce sold by farmers from the surrounding area. It is a lively, very exotic affair not to be missed. You will find an extensive assortment of chili peppers, spices, locally grown fruits and vegetables, noodles, and ready-to-eat Laotian street food. Many of the products are typical of the Hmong and Khmu communities living in this region. The vendors are generally very friendly, and a small gesture can quickly create a bond. If you visit the market with a local guide, you will learn a lot about the products for sale, many of which were unfamiliar to us. The mulberry farm, Part of the Maybank Women Eco-Weavers project is an organic silk farm and weaving mill. The project aims to preserve traditional Laotian silk weaving and support rural women. The project is part of a regional ASEAN initiative that focuses on sustainable silk production and providing economic independence to underprivileged women. The initiative provides on-site training in silkworm farming, natural dyeing, and traditional weaving techniques. In 2018, the Maybank Foundation expanded the center by building a hostel for trainees, enabling them to reside on-site during their 15-day training programs. This was crucial, as some trainees previously had to travel up to 2 days to reach the farm. Laos had the highest number of bombings per capita during the Vietnam War of any country in the world. Over the course of 9 years, more than 580,000 bombing raids were carried out over Laos, which amounts to approximately 1 raid every 8 minutes, 24 hours a day. It is estimated that up to 30% of the dropped cluster munitions did not detonate. Unexploded ordnance remains dangerous in 10 of the country's 17 provinces, hindering safety and development. Even now, MAG employees work daily to neutralize unexploded bombs so land can be used for agriculture again. The Thong Hai Hin Zayalam Temple, located near Phongsavanh in Laos's Shankwang province, is a relatively new Buddhist temple known for its hilltop Big Buddha statue. The statue is accessible via a set of stairs and offers panoramic views of the surrounding area. The temple functions as a center for Dharma practice and spiritual development for novices and local residents.